Who buys brown Chucks?
What fuck kind of question is that?
What's up to all our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the mother-loving geek nation? Thanks for hanging out with us as we go on we embark on a journey called Fresh Floppies, wherein Jeremy and I, Johnny Destructo of JD's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia, PA 19127. We talk
That's
about
his
this
government
week's
name.
That's right. The whole thing.
Yeah.
This is where we talk about comics that came out this week, but without any spoilers. Whoa. Oh no. No spoilers. And not a single Zieg Heil.
What a way to open.
Yikes. Hey, let's start with the Web of Venom #1. I've got the variant cover by Scotty Young.
I've got the not variant cover.
Written by Jordan Morris with art by Luke Ross and Ramon Rosanas, colorist David Curiel, and Clayton Cowles on letters. Okay. This looks like Ben Reilly. This is a costume, a Spider-Man costume that we have seen multiple times. There is a Ben Reilly costume. It's also the Spider-Girl costume from an entirely different universe. And now it's also this guy's costume.
What are we talking about right now?
This costume. Web of Venom.
Ben Reilly?
Really? Ben Reilly, yeah. Ben Reilly took over as Spider-Man, like Peter and MJ moved to Canada.
Right.
And Ben Reilly took over as the main Spider-Man. This is kind of what his costume looked like. Like the spider that goes up onto the shoulders, etc.
Oh, I didn't even notice that it was significantly different from the main costume, to be honest.
Oh, hell yeah. So, yeah, this is the Ben Reilly / Spider-Girl costume.
Got it.
But now it's also a Venom. And this is called Web of Venom #1. It's a one-shot, even though nary a Venom is to be seen in this book. The Venom is not in this book. This is not Venom.
Wow, spoilers.
Is it, though? So, well, I guess it is kind of a spoiler, isn't it? Because I did not read the Mary Jane Venom issue where we first see this version of Venom. It's basically MJ and Venom make this costume for what reason?
It's just a bit. It's like at the end of one issue and a little bit in the beginning of the next. I forget which numbers of the all-new Venom run, but it was basically MJ with Venom. They encounter I forget what's the name of the like anti-symbiote cops.
Anti-Venom.
No.
Right, those guys.
Yeah,
with the green masks.
I think so.
Yeah, I
can't remember. But they encounter them, and I think MJ is like, "Quick, put on a disguise so we don't look like a bad guy." And then Venom is like, "Okay, cool," and basically just makes himself look like thick Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And she's like, "That's not what I meant," and he's like, "Everybody loves Spider-Man." So that's the whole bit. And then that bit is referenced here in a single panel. Mm-hmm. And that is all the relevance that it has.
Yeah, and this is not related to that character at all.
Nope.
What can we talk about this book that's not a spoiler? Because we can't talk about who this character is inside the Venom, inside the symbiote.
Or the symbiote itself.
I will say this. Mm-hmm. If you like the Superior Foes of Spider-Man miniseries, which is kind of a comedy book. It's a little bit silly with some super villainy going on, super heroics.
Sure.
It does not take itself very seriously. It's got a tongue planted firmly in cheek, and it's legitimately funny. If you've never read the Superior Foes of Spider-Man, really funny stuff. I want to say it's by Nick Spencer before he started writing Amazing Spider-Man years later. It's really fun. He also did a book called The Fix. It's similar vibes, but not superheroes. It's like two cops who are also criminals. Really funny shit. But if you like that, which they're about to reprint, it's been out of print for a little while.
I didn't know that. Nice.
The Superior Foes. It's coming back in a new collection. I just ordered some. So yeah, if you like that, you'll like this.
Yeah.
And if you haven't read it, read it because it's fun.
This book is kind of just like a prolonged bit.
Yes.
And I mean that in the best way. It was entertaining. There were some panels that I actually laughed at. Mm-hmm. We don't know if this is going to have any real significance in universe.
Right.
They insinuate that it might, as in some of these characters might return. Mm-hmm. But otherwise, it's just a fun little one shot.
Yeah.
It just that, adds to the ever expanding small little stories amongst Marvel and Spider-Man.
Yeah. If you're in the Spidey corner of Marvel, You might enjoy this.
Yeah.
The character inside the suit is someone we have known for a very long time. This is not a new character showing up. This is a repurposed older character who I quite like.
Yeah, me too.
I like him. I think he's fun.
Whoa, it's
dang
a
it, them.
Spoiler.
I ruined it. Or maybe I'm just throwing them off the scent. My stinky
You're not
scent.
that good of an actor.
I'm not, no. But this was, I think, pretty fresh.
Pretty dang fresh for me.
A little bit.
One step
Give
above.
it a little whoop.
Yep, a little bit.
A 0.5.
If you're looking for Venom, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
If you like symbiote, you're going to get it.
Speaking of Spideys and symbiotes, Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, number 26, legacy numbering 990. I've got the color block variant edition by Nakayama.
Hell yeah, dude.
And, gosh, who wrote this? I'll tell you. It's Joe Kelly with Francesco, Manna, and Ed McGuinness. One of my all-time favorites, Ed McGuinness. And Francesco, Manna, and Mark Farmer on inks. And this is continuing the Death Spiral series, storyline.
This is number 7 of 9 of the Death Spiral crossover between ASM and Venom, and bringing in the now concluded Eddie Brock Carnage miniseries.
Mm-hmm. This is still good.
We've been talking about it every week that it comes out, which has been every week for like a month.
Yep.
It's very good.
Yeah, it's delightful.
It's the same things we've been saying. These 3 characters working together is very entertaining. These 3 characters being Mary Jane as Venom, Peter Parker as Spooderman, and Eddie Brock as Carnage.
Yep.
Going against this main big bad called Torment, who is new to this crossover.
Yeah,
yes.
I've never seen him before.
We haven't seen his face, so for all we know,
Right.
he's somebody we've
Could be
seen
Aunt
before,
May.
but could. Doesn't feel probable, but it's possible. Yeah.
Multiversal Aunt May.
Oh yeah, okay, multiversal maybe. But yeah, this is more of that. Like we finally got our first big fight between everybody involved last issue. This one's dealing with the consequences. Still fresh.
Still fun, still delightful. I like the character interactions. This art, I don't know Francesco Manna, but
that page 2 spread.
This is great.
Is awesome.
It's very Pepe Larraz in the way that he inks his motion. That's a very Pepe Larraz. This thwip here, very Pepe Larraz. Very, very cool. I like this a lot. It's really fun. And then we get more Ed McGuinness in the back, which is always makes me happy when he's drawing Spidey stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So yeah, this is pretty dang fresh.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, we're blowing through it. Look at us. We're cranking it. Wait.
We're cranking it on camera together for you.
DC Next Level All In presents The Fury of Firestorm #1 by Jeff Lemire and someone else who probably drew the book. I'm still flip. Wow, geez. This is a lot.
DC tends to put it at the back.
Driving me nuts. Jeff Lemire, Rafael Latorre, Marcelo Meola, and Lucas Gattoni. I have limited experience with Firestorm. I have seen him over the years. I've been reading comics since the 80s, and every so often I'll come across him. There's something about his absurd costume that I absolutely love, and it hits something pleasant in me. I don't know why.
My favorite thing is every time you and I have mentioned Firestorm, you've mentioned his costume and his sleeves.
Yeah.
And the book does mention his sleeves specifically.
Right. That's right. They know what they got. They're sitting on a gold mine, and that gold mine is his puffy sleeves and his fire noggin. Man. There's something about Firestorm that I quite like. Normally, it's Ronnie Raymond, I think is his name, and Professor Stein. And they were caught in an explosion, a nuclear explosion. This is Firestorm, the Nuclear Man, and winds up fusing the two of them together. One was like a jock. Ronnie Raymond was just a jock who's not all that smart. And then Professor Stein, who's a professor.
In his 70s, I think they said.
Yeah. And then he his ability is he can transmute anything he wants into other things. Like he can change the atomic structure of a thing so that a gold bar is now a gas. Or
a school bus is now a cake.
Yes.
Which they do in the book.
just to grab a random circumstance. This starts off with a mystery. Ooh. So a firestorm shows up, the nuclear man, but something's wrong. Something has happened. I won't reveal what that is, but my man's is having some troubles. And this feels like, right off the bat, this feels like Tom King. Taking a character and giving him a trouble and kind of going on from there.
And a bunch of text box narration.
Yes. So this is actually, I really liked this.
This was good. As someone who didn't even know the name Firestorm before I saw this title announced, it does a good job of very quickly explaining who this person is. Doesn't give you a whole lot of his history, but it's not needed.
Yeah.
The conflict and the problem at hand is very clear, and there's some, genuinely shocking moments in this.
Yeah.
And it's very I already said that. It's good, dude.
I like when there's a myriad of thousands of characters in DC and Marvel that I have sort of only a peripheral knowledge of, one of them being Firestorm and his ex-girlfriend. I had no idea. I remember this character. I've seen her around. God, what is her name?
Firebird?
Firestar? Yep, Firebird. And so I like when they sort of re-up characters and make them a little bit more interesting, a little bit more relevant to modern times. And I think they do this here. I don't have a lot of experience with these guys, but I'm like, oh, I remember seeing this costume before. And so I'm excited to see where this heads.
And I think something that just occurred to me, which maybe I won't stand by the statement entirely, but it does feel like when you bring back a character that hasn't had a lot of focus on them in a long time, it has to, which they've done successfully, it has to have kind of like a big conflict, dark tone, what's happening here, who is this guy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because if it comes back with a normal, like we've been saying that DC recently is just so good at being just what you expect from comic books.
Yeah.
Just like fun, superhero, interesting story stuff. I feel like for a newer character to not get ignored, it has to be a notably different tone from the other stuff that's happening.
Yep.
And then maybe they can bring the character back into the fold of like normal tones. Not saying that that's even their objective, but point being, I think that this is worth picking up because of that. Because they do, it does have a notably different tone from other stuff happening in DC right now.
Yeah. And I don't want to say it doesn't feel like Jeff Lemire, because it also does feel like Jeff Lemire. There's just something about the way this setup starts us off that reminds me very much of the was it Captain Atom? The one where he like walks into a bar and he's completely unhinged. I don't know if you didn't read that. But that was really, really cool. And that feels a little bit like this. We have a character showing up and something that is off kilter and not quite right. And so that's the mystery. But this is off to a great start. I really enjoy this. I'm definitely going to check out number 2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Pretty dang fresh.
Yeah.
Fresh AF maybe? Maybe Fresh AF.
I'm going to stick with pretty dang personally.
I'm going to go with Fresh AF. Everyone loves a jewel thief is what I'm told.
I mean, if that jewel thief is Black Cat, yeah.
Oh, I do love Black Cat.
We all love Black Cat.
Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief by Aaron Campbell and Tim Seeley. This is from Ignition Press. It's issue number 1 of a mini-series. And this is mostly great. There is something that happens in here that is kind of annoying, but it's a nitpick. Everybody in here is interestingly written. The setup is really well put together.
The art looks rad.
The art is fantastic. The coloring is great. This feels like a lot of fun. It is a gritty crime noir heist story, but with a D&D twist. Yeah, didn't see that coming. It's got a D&D twist, which I think is kind of fun and a little silly, but it's very much grounded in reality.
When you say D&D twist, do you mean there is literal D&D involved, or that it has a fantasy nerd?
No.
Okay.
There is literal D&D involved.
Got it.
Yeah. But it is very much grounded in the real world.
Okay.
And
cool.
there are stakes, and it is a crime drama for
I prefer
sure.
chicken.
Oh, you. So yeah, this was really good. My one nitpick is that our writer Aaron Campbell or Tim Seeley, I think, is Campbell the They wrote it together.
I really like Tim Seeley. I think, didn't Tim Seeley do Local Man? Wasn't that him?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Local
Which
Man's
I've never
rad.
read. Was that good?
So good.
Oh, dang. Aaron Campbell and Tim Seeley wrote it, and then art and covers by Aaron Campbell, and then colors, of course, by Jordi Belair. The way they write there's an interrogation happening because a heist has gone off and probably not gone well, as most heist stories happen, right? But there is a person also in the interrogation. I don't know if it's like a deputy or whatever. And she just keeps every sentence that she says afterwards. She says, I'm just saying. And I understand you're trying to give a character a quirk, but it just gets annoying. Literally every word bubble she says has a I'm saying in it. And that gets a little distracting and a little annoying. The rest of the book is baller as hell. This is really, really fun. If you're into like a crime noir drama, you could do worse than picking up Everyone Loves a Jewel Thief.
Hell yeah.
Give that a flip.
And also, this Ignition Press publisher has been putting out some pretty consistently good stuff.
Yeah, Murder Podcast, one of them. The Beauty, I think, was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've been doing really well. And, oh, you know what? Are we about to talk? Yeah, we're about to talk about presentation of another book that's coming up.
Yeah.
The presentation on this is exquisite. The
matte
covers,
cover.
the matte cover stock is nice and thick.
Mm-hmm.
And the coloring's really great. The paper feels nice. It's not going to easily warp or bend on you.
Yeah.
Really, really nice presentation. Fresh AF presentation, and I would say fresh AF story. With a barely fresh character in there somewhere.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to reading this.
Yeah, you should.
Fresh AF, you said?
Fresh AF!
Hell yeah. Next on the... Is it indie or is it just not big too?
Yeah, call it indie.
Okay.
I think Ignition's probably more indie than Boom. Boom's
Probably,
been around
yeah.
for quite a while.
Next on the not big 2 train.
Yeah.
Neighborhood Watch #1. Picked this up not knowing a whole lot about it. I vaguely remember looking into it when, again, I was looking at like the release calendar.
Yeah.
Page 1, we see that there's been a murder.
A murder?
Page 2, we see that this story is very focused on the juxtaposition between what gives like rich gated community vibes and a like collective commune I guess, yeah.
Hippies,
Sure.
right?
Hippies.
The
Modern day hippies.
What were they called? The Socias and the Greasers.
The what?
The Socias and the Greasers.
What the hell is a soch?
Soch. You know, like
Sorry, I have to
preppies. Preppies versus punks. Preppies versus hippies. Preppies
okay.
versus hippies.
Got it.
Socias and Greasers is from, God, what was that from? The Outsiders. You ever read The Outsiders?
Oh,
Yeah. Do it for Johnny, man. We'll do it for Johnny.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot that was a part of my life.
That was that
was
the movie's great. I gotta go read that novel. I read that in high school, and it's always stuck with me.
I think I read it in middle school. Yeah.
Yeah. Anywho.
But anywho, so yeah, this whole thing is around that juxtaposition of communities.
Yeah.
As you can imagine, with a murder, there is a mystery at hand, and it's obviously
more than one mystery. It turns out.
There's a couple mysteries here.
Yeah, the layered mystery.
The twist by the end is not something I expected. Actually, in hindsight, maybe I should have. However, I do think it was an effective twist. I like that a lot because it was as opposed to hitting you with the main problem being murder right away and then just taking 8 or whatever issues to solve it. Like there's a couple layers to this.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it quite a bit. I will say, which I said when we talked right before recording, the presentation of the, for lack of a better term, hippie commune gets, for lack of a better term, a little corny at times.
Yeah. Heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's clearly trying to draw some parallels of archetypes in modern day real world conflict to the kind of people that would be in a community like this.
They're painted with a broad brush.
Yeah, things... I feel like it lends itself to some stereotypes, which is they're not like inherently problematic ones. It's not a huge deal, but I can see a world where this series progresses into like you said, something a little bit too heavy-handed in these two community comparisons.
I will say that there is a reveal in here. I don't know if it's a reveal, but there's an instance of where they sort of take what my expectation was and they flip-flop it a little bit with regard to
I agree. Yeah.
same-sex relationships.
So and to clarify, that these stereotypes are not like cartoonish criticisms. They're just the characters being themselves, but like you said, kind of a broad brush. Yeah. It's like they're putting some people into pretty strict boxes that don't seem to be necessary. Otherwise, again, that's kind of nitpicking. Story-wise, really good. I think story was fresh AF. I think art was pretty fresh.
For me, it's kind of barely fresh-ish. Also, oh, by the way, Sarah Gailey is the writer with Haining, just the one word Haining, one name, like Madonna. Lettered by Rebecca Nalty. Oh, I'm sorry, colored by Rebecca Nalty, lettered by Jody Troutman. And I think, just looking at the cover, I think the cover is very fun and clever. We have one of the commune characters cutting a tomato and then getting a little bit of blood on her face. And then the next issue has one of the home
Rich
association,
community,
what are they called? HOA people, and she's drinking wine and has a little bit of wine or blood on her face. So I think it's coming from kind of an interesting perspective, but I didn't quite understand. Like I understand the HOA people, I understand the rich people. I took me a while to get like, oh, it's like a hippie commune. That's what that is. I had trouble getting to like what the other Welcome to Open Arms intentional collective is. I'm like, what the fuck is an intentional collective? So it took me a minute to realize what exactly the setup was.
I think there is like technically a definition difference between like how we're using commune versus the collective.
An intentional collective. I've never heard of that.
I'm not educated enough to know the separation.
But yeah, it's a cute idea, but I don't know if it has grabbed me enough to lure me in for issue number 2. Are you going to read number 2?
I am, because I think they've put a pretty typical mystery scenario into an atypical like context, and I do find it interesting.
The second level to the mystery is what really grabbed me. The murder is like, okay, but there's another reveal in here that made me go, oh, I didn't see that coming. That's kind of neat. I wonder what that is.
Good.
So if you report back and you're like, neighborhood watch, must see, you must watch this book, then I might come back. But I think I'm good for now.
Okay.
How fresh?
Pretty dang fresh.
Pretty dang fresh.
This was a pretty dang week for me.
Fresh. Just for me. Fresh.
Fair enough.
Is there anything you're looking forward to reading this week? I know Null comes out, number 4, which I've been reading, which is a Marvel, Null, the symbiote god. Anything else you're looking forward to at all? Having trouble remembering what's coming out?
I am having trouble remembering what's coming out.
You know what I want to do? I'll tell you. Thanks for asking. I want to check in on Absolute Green Lantern because I really didn't care for the first 4 issues that I read, but everyone who stuck with it said, it starts off a little weak, but gets really good. So I think the last issue that came out was a jumping on point. And I might try to jump onto that. But then last night, I didn't take any of the comics home that I was supposed to read for today. So I wound up going back and reading some G.I. Joe, which this is like my fallback, is like catching up on the G.I. Joe stuff.
The Energon G.I. Joe? Or nice.
Yeah. And I also got to catch up on Real American Hero, which is fun.
I have so much Energon to catch up on.
And Void Rivals. I got to catch up on Void Rivals. I'm so behind. I'm like 2 trades worth behind.
I think I'm a full year behind on Energon as a whole.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's so good. But there's so much of it. And now they're adding another book.
Was it Mask, right?
Mask, yeah. The same thing happened with Radiant Black for me. It started off so strong, and then there were so many different massive verse books that I just fell off.
Yeah.
And now I'm like multiple trade paperbacks behind.
Yeah, I think I've read the first 2 or 3 trades of Radiant Black and had every intention to go further until again I learned how many different branches there were and I got intimidated, which it's
my own fault.
Yeah, I'm not justifying it.
You don't have to read Rogue not Rogue One, Rogue Sun or any of the other books. You could just read Radiant Black.
And here I am keeping up with like DC and Marvel events as if that's not harder. So like I really just need to reprioritize some things.
Don't we all? Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Wednesday night, that's tonight, or whenever you hear this, it was a different night. We're going to be talking about Super Mario Galaxy, the movie, So join us Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock on YouTube for our live stream. And then meet us back here, same bat time, same bat channel for more Fresh Floppies. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll talk at you later. You did it!
Bye, friends.